Hello, Two Texas Trader friends.
Hi, guys.
We are very late in getting a vlog out this week, but I think justified so. We live in Texas.
You know we're in Texas.
Man.
And what happened this week?
You've probably seen the news. It was incredible. We're not built for this kind of weather. Give them a 2-second rundown on how it was for us personally.
It was cold. Rolling blackouts, power off for an hour, a little over an hour sometimes, and then we'd have power for 30 minutes. And then it just kept going like that.
Yeah, and we had no hot water for four out of the 5 days.
Yeah.
So, now, but we were actually very fortunate and blessed. Some other people were just much, much worse off than us. However, we had no internet for the entire 5 days. Yeah. So it's kind of tough to do videos without that.
Well, here is an example. This is our son's apartment. He lives on the first floor of a either 3 or 4 story building, and the pipes on the top level burst, and every apartment from there down lost its ceiling, and boy, there's a big mess. So Billy's going to be back home living with us for 4 to 6 weeks, and this was happening all over Texas.
So with all of that, that's why we are late, but we're going to talk about some stuff today.
So even with all of our troubles this week with the weather, we still had some good sales.
Yeah, the good thing about eBay, it is online 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. It doesn't matter what the weather is. There's somebody that's in nice weather somewhere. So we had some good sales, and we're going to talk about some of that.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, let's go over some of these sales that we had. You can see from the graph that sales are a little bit slow at the moment. I remember I do this part-time, my wife and I do. We only have 124 items listed. I usually have between 120 and 150 listed. So we are not big-time sellers. We're doing it part-time, trying to help other people who do this part-time also. Now, even though despite some of the inconsistencies, we did have some good sales this week. So let's go over some of those. All right, so this first one is actually a sale that happened just a little more than a week ago. It was just after I did my last video. It's called the Harbinger. It's a Christian DVD set. These always do great for me. This one happens to be by a man who is a Messianic Jew. That is a Jewish man who believes in Christ as his Savior. Those go very, very well. This was the Harbinger. It was an 8 DVD set. I actually took an offer on this for $49. I sold it relatively inexpensively because these usually do go between $55 and $60, but got rid of it, so that's good. All right, next item. Oh, these combines 2 good things: Uno and Curious George, and this happens to be in unused condition, which is very nice. You can see here, but the cards and everything is in cellophane, and I took pictures of all of that kind of stuff. I sourced this for only $1 at a thrift store, and I sold it for full price of $26.99. So another pretty good sale. Next one, you've seen me sell a number of vintage rock and roll t-shirts. This one is from 2000. It's called Summer Sanitarium. On the back it shows that it's from 2000. It had Korn and Kid Rock and Metallica and a bunch of those bands. But one of the tips here is when you sell t-shirts, don't take a picture of the full t-shirt as your first picture. Take a picture of the graphic that will grab their attention, and that's what I did on this one. I showed that on this. I showed that this is actually 2000 Metallica, or licensed to Giant. Now you'll see some of these t-shirts sell under the Giant tag. This is a AAA tag. The AAA tag doesn't sell for quite as much. The Giant tag ones sell for probably $80, $90. I ended up taking an offer on this for $49. I'm happy with it. I bought it for 50 cents and I put it up for a listing. I got tons of offers. Most of them were low. And then I sold it in just 2 or 3 days for $49. Okay, this next item is the biggest sale I had of the week. This is a Cooper A2 United States Air Force bomber jacket. It's vintage, made of goat skin. It was a relatively small size. It was a 40 regular. Nice vintage tag on this one. Picture of the coat. Really fantastic condition. Showed the lining. This is an old tag, leather craft, and showed that it was 100% goat skin. Very, very nice jacket. And there's it zipped up. I did show, it had one there's the back of it, and one very, very minor flaw, which was it had a little bit of wear to the bottom, but that would just take like a little, what do you call them, the little shavers for material, and that would come right off of there. So this ended up selling for $150, $149.99, $150. I sourced this at a thrift store for $25, and I picked it up, and another guy who was thrifting came by and he said, "Hey, did you get some good stuff?" And I showed him this, and he said, "Oh yeah, you ought to get $100 for that." And I said, "I don't think so. I've seen some other ones sell for $150 or more." So good sale, $150. Nice bomber jacket. Now, just another little tip here. I talked to one of my friends who's a poker dealer. He also resells. His name is David. And he was telling me about some of the things he thought about our vlog and things like that, and said, we're not going to be able to find exactly the same things that you find. And that is not my point. My point is to look for things that are similar, leather coats as an example, or games that are in the package. So if you do that, I don't expect you guys to find a Cooper A2 Air Force jacket, but be on the lookout for the name Cooper, be on the lookout for Air Force jackets, be on the lookout for nice leather jackets. Look them up, and you should be able to make some money on that stuff. All right, and speaking of my friend David, hey, go out and check out his store. His name is DACNow62. He sells a lot of different stuff, just assortment. He sells clothes and games and housewares and all sorts of stuff. So check out David's store. Hey, and the other thing is, support other sellers, guys. There's enough people out there to buy stuff to support everybody. I try to advertise for other sellers, and I think it's a great way to show community with other people who are doing this and just trying to make a little extra money on the side. So anyhow, all right, so the next item I got here for me was a Paul Pogba jersey. Man, I've had this thing forever. It had to have lasted 6 months. This is one of the very, very few things that I didn't sell quickly. And I had a ton of offers on this thing, but they were always very, very low. This is from Juventus in the 2014 season. It's an adult size. Paul Pogba is very, very famous in the beautiful game of soccer. So soccer jerseys normally do really, really well for me. This one was very, very slow. But hey, at least it sold. All right, the next item, my wife just cannot believe this one. This is a pair of silk shorts. They were by a maker called Vince, and I took an offer on these for $33. I paid $5 at a outlet store. This is what she can't believe. Look at the size. Look at the price on these originally. $245. Who in the world would pay $245 for a pair of shorts? Even at the Nordstrom Rack savings, it was 76% off for $58. Wow. Anyhow, I sold them for $33, and I was happy to do that. I made about $20 on them. So, all right, last one. A little bit of retail arbitrage. I got these at Kroger in the clearance section, and they're wood floor restore. It's the stuff you put into the mop and you restore your floor. I sold a pair of them for $42. I paid $2.70 a piece at Kroger's on clearance. They were a little bit more to ship than I had expected. So I ended up making about $20 on them, but that's okay. The point on that one is, man, wherever you're at, Kroger's or Walmart or Home Depot, always check the clearance section. You never know if they're going to offer something for, that you can just get absolutely dirt cheap. I don't know anything about floor cleaner, but I know about looking up UPC codes. All right, well, that's going to about do it for me going over the sales for this week. Again, it's been kind of slow. We were out, had no internet for 4 or 5 days. I have not been listing very much, and that's a lesson in itself. If you list a lot, you're going to make sales. If you don't list a lot and you only have 124 listings and the number keeps going down, you're not going to get nearly as many sales. So work a little bit harder at it if you want to make some sales. Put stuff on, and I guarantee you, you'll be getting sales. All right? Okay, Vic, of the sales that we had this week, what was the one that you were happiest about?
The bomber jacket.
Because it made the most money.
It made the most, and it's a nice jacket.
Really a nice jacket. The vintage. Yeah, we made over $100 on that net, so that was good. How about what were you most surprised at the selling?
The silky shorts, I think.
They still have the tag on them that they were originally $245. Who would pay that?
I wouldn't. It surprises me what some people will buy and what they do buy.
I'll bet you a lot of people out there are surprised at the Christian DVD set selling for $45. And actually, that was a very, very low price. Many of them have sold for $50 to $60. So be on the lookout for those. They're always good.
That's it for this time. We hope you guys liked the video, and thanks for joining us.
Yeah, we're very appreciative of you guys spending time watching us in Texas. We're warm again. But
Thank goodness.
please press the like button and the subscribe button. It helps us out a ton. And we just hope you guys have a blessed and fantastic and wonderful week. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.